What was the question, sir?
So
I would
for
just
someone,
like to say, Goblin made me the legend I am today. You guys don't know that. He goes way back to Call of Duty in like 2012. I was like, this guy's got the skills of Ninja and the looks of Channing Tatum. I wouldn't
damn,
be half the legend I am today without Goblin. So subscribe on air and go to his Twitter. Yeah, you.
I appreciate that a lot, bro. You know, realistically, I mean, you made yourself the legend, though. You know, you're kind of that guy.
Your
But
bong looks like your microphone.
what was that?
Your bong looks like your microphone.
Yeah, it's kind of covering it right now. I got this big old bong.
Anybody ever say you look like Peter Griffin?
Yeah, actually, a lot of my viewers.
That's cool, man.
So, before we get any further into it, how would you describe yourself to my viewers who've never seen you before, who this is their first time watching your stuff?
Now, I'm just a crazy entertainer, guys. I was in top 10 of YouTube on Social Blade in 2011. Then I just became a drunk troll. YouTube made me start over. It
Yep.
was a death story. A million people thought I died. So all I'm doing is the slow comeback.
I mean, you're doing pretty well. I've seen you doing a lot of content lately, and I remember a period where you weren't dropping as much as you are right now.
No, what I'm doing right now is taking a break from the whole YouTube upload scene. The shadow ban, the algorithm, it's just not worth eating a SOS pad and having 2,000 people watch it over a month.
Do you get your videos?
Yeah, right.
Do you get them age restricted?
No, dude, I just it depends on the intern. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Really, like among haters maliciously report. So that's already they got to step in the game. When you got 3 grown ass men that use all their YouTube accounts to thumbs down, the algorithm picks it up like it's a video nobody wants to watch. So why are they going to shoot out in the front of ad scenes?
Yep.
And they know exactly what they're doing. So you get somebody to come in and they'll be live. Well, not on YouTube is bad. They used to suspend you when you streamed on YouTube. So anymore, you can really get away with anything because you know why? TikTok. They know they're struggling. And when TikTok shuts down, Kick and YouTube are going to explode. Twitch, because, you know, there's going to be, there's so many people that just sit there and they put makeup on. They're making like $1,000 a day. You know what I mean? It's just
you're
like
not wrong.
5 million business. Well, you're on TikTok, right?
They always delete my stuff, so I don't really post on there, but I definitely do use it.
Yeah, they're strict, dude. It's like you could have some lady walk into the YouTube headquarters or whatever, the administrative office, where there's a whole line of people sitting there, and probably down the road from you, and they just, oh, I got a headache. Johnny slept with my sister last night. I'm so freaking pissed. I got to review some videos. I'll see you at lunch. Guy eats a tampon. Oh, hell no, not champagne. And there's your freaking, like literally, an intern controls your career.
Yep.
I've been back and forth with YouTube. They all know me down the halls of YouTube. They fought. They turned me on, turned me off, turned me on. And they said, sorry, you can't get it back. Just start over. They just know the potential and just the overall, you know, I just can control people.
Yep.
The Tide Pod, I think, was the break. And it was just telling kids don't do Tide Pods. It was a Tide Pod parody, but it was in the title. And it was the day that Susan came in, rest in peace, but she destroyed my career.
Yep.
And from Logan Paul. Logan Paul went to that Japanese suicide forest, bro. Everybody lost their channel.
That was bad.
But he's still around.
Yep.
Man, you know everything, dude.
Yeah, you know, we came prepared for this one. So one of the things that
No, I mean, you know everything about the YouTube, like you just know everything about the past. You've been around.
I have been around. You know, I've been doing this and watching this kind of stuff for a long time. So I've definitely been a part of it.
Crack whore at a laundromat, you know, so skinny her pajamas only have one stripe.
Yup.
So what I'm doing now is I'm doing comedy things, and I'm trying to get people to get all like, I just know how to comment or post something that pisses people off on either side, and they'll argue all night. I used to do it on Facebook, and I'd come in, there'd be people up all night trying to convince each other to change each other's opinions. It's not going to happen.
So, because you talk a lot about how these platforms they demonetize you, they delete your content, or otherwise give you trouble. How do you make money primarily right now? Is there a certain platform that's killing it?
Cameo.
Okay.
And now that I got the Twitter pay for partnership reply, I can't lose, dude. I just stay on Twitter all day, and that's $6,000 a month. I'm just an old time vet living in a 1-bedroom apartment with no vices. I don't gamble. I don't go to strip clubs.
Yep.
I don't drink. I just smoke the chronic and the dabs, bro. I sleep on a bed of dabs.
So you're living pretty well off that income.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, it's just like I sing happy birthday to people instead of climbing up roofs. You know what I mean? And we got rope. I did over 100 fantasy football league draft order picks where I picked the whole draft order. You know how much I influenced the NFL and thousands of whatever if they had happened to pick it themselves?
Damn.
And I know nothing about fantasy football. If you want to take a hit, go ahead, bro. I want to see what lungs you got, man.
I'm taking a rip for sure. I'm taking a rip.
It's going to make me cough just watching you. Is that just weed?
Yeah, it's just weed.
Oh, cool, man. But yeah, man. So what were we talking about?
So I was mainly just asking about how you made your income and how you were living off that income from Cameo and stuff.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Cameo. I started it 6 years ago. 4 guys out of college said this is the new autograph, and it is.
So you were pretty OG to Cameo.
What?
You were pretty OG on Cameo. You were early to that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, OG in the bad. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten Badlands Chugs to go over there. A bunch of people from TikTok. The guy that looks like Napoleon Dynamite. You ever see him?
Yeah, I have.
He's a riot, dude, and he's blown up just looking like somebody. He's on stadium like video screens at college games, dancing like But we hang out all the time. It's a whole other world over there, bro. But we have roasts on Cameo. We have whatever. I mean, and like, here's an example, right? Hey, Tom, Shoenice again. Well, basically, sometimes we need an intervention from somebody other than family and friends.
Yep.
And either way, I'm here to tell you to put on your game face. I'm not talking to you. I'm doing a cameo. It's kind of weird.
I'm just listening. I just said yep.
I'm kidding. And and he goes, or no, and I said, and your friends think you suck. You're always dying with the camo or the ammo. I don't know what that means, but you're gonna have to go back to the tutorial or something, bro. Because I didn't say your friends did. You suck. Boop, it's done. 5 friends throwing $1 a piece to roast Johnny in their gaming group. You know what I mean? Hey, Frank and Tara, Shoenice again. Welcome back. I see you guys are still married. Either way, you know how it's said. On your mark, game face. Oh, happy anniversary to you. And I said a happy anniversary to yous. A happy anniversary to whoever their names were. Ching chang right in the bank, bro. Now I charge only like $5 sometimes, but everybody always buys the double option where you get it quick, but I do them quick anyways, and they tip me. And it's just a good public advertisement. I'm in the 30s of the top 100 of thousands and thousands of creators, dude.
Yep.
The people from like The Office and,
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you grind that platform pretty hard.
Oh, all the time, dude. I'm all about grinding. I don't have anything else to do.
Yep.
I lived everything. I've done it all. Now I'm just going to sit around at 55 and get people back into my community. It's not all the people that thought I died or forgot about me. Mm-hmm. It's the billion people that haven't even met me yet, dude.
So, I'm pretty interested as well in asking about the Vice documentary that was done about you. I know you've been asked a good bit about that, but there's just a couple parts of it that I know some of my viewers asked about, and I'm curious about too. I thought it was a really good documentary. I thought it was interesting, but at that time as well, it seemed like you weren't in a super good place. And you had talked about how recently you had stopped communicating with your family and stuff. What's the situation with that?
Well, my family's fine. I only have one son. He's 24, music producer. We used to drive around listening to NWA. So yeah, my whole family situation. You get older, everybody's dead.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I found my mom dead on the bathroom floor with a bottle of vodka. She was doing a slam before the YouTube. But yeah, Vice was all bullshit.
Really?
I was living with some rich cougar in a house down the road. I'm just being honest with you, bro.
Really?
And this lady that was running Vice her friend showed her, and he knew me from YouTube. And once she seen me, she packed her bags and said, "We're going to do a show on this guy." And her husband followed her up, which he never did, and it was all weird. Like when we're all sitting in the hotel room, I'm just like, "Wait, hold on." He's here because I'm going to be banging his wife? No. Hey, bro, she ain't my type. So that's how Vice started out. And then they wouldn't even buy me a Four Loco. I mean, really just a cheesy group of people,
That's
man.
fucked.
And I have no respect for them. They let all these malicious stories they knew weren't true be posted in comments. And the lady's like, well, it's entertaining. So, yeah, man, they're just douches.
I mean, if they're pointing a camera at you, the least they can do is buy you a Four Loco. You know?
I know why I jumped into that frozen lake. I still haven't been right.
So, in that documentary, you're saying that, like, the whole part about you living in that motel was just bullshit?
Yeah.
Damn. Wow. That's crazy. And I don't think I've ever heard you talk about that before either, have you?
No, it was actually, we were reenacting what my life was exactly like the year before that. You know what I mean?
And the producers
So
were.
you just seen me. Vice seen this, all this, and that, and they just thought, but yeah, it was just like they just had to put a story together to make it interesting instead of just me sitting there eating tampons and Elmer's glue.
True. So one of the things you talked about in that interview as well that interested me too is you talk a lot about ending hunger in America.
Yeah, well, I'd like to end global hunger. There's no reason why a kid has to
global
walk 2
hunger.
miles in the desert, to get a gallon of water. But
Yep.
I mean, we're doing it. We're slowly but sure. Bill Gates says 2035, but he's an alien, so who knows? And like Tom Brady, a lot of people. All you gotta do is put a damn well in the goddamn hole in the ground, and people can drink. And it's literally just people didn't do it.
That's it. Fuck yeah. I mean, when you put it like that, it's like, damn, they should have just built a fucking well.
I mean, that's why we need water to live. That's why a fountain is in the center of any old European town, because you needed water before you could do anything. You couldn't build buildings without that water and that fountain. And then you had the church, and then you had the, and the courthouse.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I know because I travel through time, bro.
Really? You're a time traveler. Damn.
What do you got on the? What is that? A carpet behind you, dude?
What, this colorful stuff here?
Yeah, it looks like a giant Rubik.
It's a carpet.
All right, man.
Yeah, I got a little carpet. I just got a bunch of junk behind me.
What do you got back there, man? Everything that a legendary podcaster has, right?
I got that glass case there is just all my bongs and dab rigs and stuff. So
damn, dude.
A bunch of different.
What's that? A coffee machine behind you?
I got a lava lamp, my little YouTube plaque, and then it's a water machine. So it's just
water machine.
Yeah, just cold water.
Is that an apartment room or is that a bedroom inside an apartment?
It's a bedroom in an apartment.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So
you can't just keep hitting me, Marge. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. So, the
after this stream, can you straighten out that picture in the back? It's just crooked. It's bothering me.
Yeah, I will straighten it out. You're right. I do have to straighten it
out. Man. So yeah, I'd love to end global hunger. That was just something I pushed because I had a platform, and I might as well push what I believe in. That everybody should have a full stomach when they go to bed, no matter where you live.
So is that something like is hunger something that you ever experienced growing up as a kid, for example? Like that made you?
Oh yeah, man. But it wasn't really bad. On occasion, the mom would be out for a couple of days on a cruise.
Yep. So
But I went 30 days fasting, bro. I lost 80 pounds, and that just proves that a human with the willpower, you don't need to worry about a can of
really,
ravioli them first 2 days of the end of the world.
you
You know what
fasted
I
for
mean? I'm
30
one of the
days?
staples. What?
You fasted for 30 days?
Yeah, I just
That's
drank water,
insane.
dude.
Wow.
I lost 80 pounds. But see, when the world ends, everybody's going to be chasing that can of ravioli. I'm just going to go to Staples, set up an Elmer's glue fountain, dip
Hmm.
erasers in it, and just watch Heidi fall outside the windows.
Fuck. So, the way that I hear you talk about your mother, it sounds like the alcoholism issue might kind of run in the family a little bit, yeah?
Oh, I can't remember anybody but my mom and her cousins. I mean, it was St. Patty's Day every weekend, dude, because
So,
they had a bar and we were all Irish, and so they never took down the St. Patty's Day
so
parade.
it for sure ran in the family.
I blew a .23 driving in Saratoga. My mom had the county record at .32 driving.
Really?
But I don't want you people to drive out there. I'd rather see you smoke a tree than get wrapped around one.
So
That's my public announcement.
I also have a DUI. I got a DUI when I was younger. I actually blew the same thing. I blew a .23. And I got aggravated DUI is what I got charged with.
Did you learn your lesson, or have you just been lucky?
I
or
did.
You don't drink
I did.
anymore?
I don't drink anymore really like that. So.
Yeah. Because I mean, I am just so happy I can sit here and say, with all the times blacked out driving home from bars, times of just being stupid, and I never hurt somebody's fingernail, because I couldn't live with running over a family of four because I was inebriated.
Yep.
That's a big word for me to say. I'm not gonna.
No, you answer questions pretty well. One thing I noticed is like you're super confident in
My
front of the
life,
camera.
dude. I mean, it's my life. I'm just answering what you asked me about my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Why should I alter or make up anything,
Yeah, I mean, I feel that. Have you always like been good in front of the camera, or have you felt yourself like getting better at doing this kind of stuff?
I've been an entertainer since I was 5, bro. And every time my father had the camera out for the Christmas, Easter, me and my brother be popping up and down in front of it. I mean, I was in every play. I sang since 5th grade in chorus.
Yeah.
I joined YouTube as a resume to get a Netflix series like Hank Schrader. Because once you get that 6, 7 years of a series down that's popular, you just live off royalties, bro.
Damn.
Even Walt
dream,
Jr.'s getting paid right now, dude. And Walt Jr.'s getting paid.
Yeah, we got no royalties here. We are demonetized on most of our platforms. So it's
What do you know what it is? That little glass thing you got. If you took that out of the equation, I'm telling you, they hate me.
Maybe I just need to turn the camera a little bit away from that.
Yeah, it's like everybody that streams on TikTok. They see you vape, you're suspended for a week, but you just go like this.
Yep. Just lean away and you can get whatever. You can get whatever done.
Dude, I had 500,000 people on TikTok, and they made me start over. I had a stream, and I'd have 2,400 people easy watching me, and I just walked away from it, just being a drunk.
Yep.
But hey, man, being a drunk troll don't pay, dude. Being a sober, nice guy kissing ass does. You know what I mean? That's what I'm doing right now with you.
Yeah, so you talked about recently. You talked about how you hit 100 days sober pretty recently, yeah?
Yeah. The 11th is another month, so
nice.
October 11th, it'll be 4 months.
Nice. October. Congrats. That's fucking awesome. I mean, I
don't even miss it, dude. I never even missed it. Like, I can quit anything. I quit opiates overnight, gambling, bad women, just drinking. And people always get these DT, and that's just a condition, man. That's like you're physically addicted to alcohol. But alcoholism, hey, the 12 steps, on the 13th step, somebody left a bottle of vodka and an 8-ball for me. I don't need sponsors or people to tell me to, just, I don't know. So when I quit, I don't oh, man, I'm going by the liquor store. 2 years later, people still struggling. I call them pussies.
Damn. Do you think that smoking weed helped you quit?
And I've been smoking weed since same time the kid brought alcohol to the bus stop, bro. I'm going on 42 years. I just got diagnosed with COPD for being in Desert Storm with the burn pits and the oil rigs burning in Kuwait. So I'm probably going to get a check for the rest of my life. But
There you go. So,
I've always had a cough.
how'd your army service play out? How'd you get involved in joining the army, and like, how did you?
I was in a school like that movie Lean on Me, where it was like three white kids.
Mhm.
I didn't care. We all had a great time, man. I was on the basketball team at lunch, and they shot a basketball at me, but my reflexes weren't quick enough, so
Yep.
my nose exploded. So
Oh
there's blood
shit.
everywhere. I thought I was the funniest. But then the principal got into a gang war, and I was like, I gotta get out of here, Mom. I'm joining the army. And she's like, yeah, just be like your brother and quit. So I joined, and I could only be a plumber because that was the last year you could get into the army without a driver's license. So
Mm.
I joined the army, plumber, went through the basic, came back home, and then I went back to high school so my mom could get child support off my father. And then eventually, Desert Storm, the Gulf War, I was watching Baghdad get blown
Mhm.
up, and I was just putting roofing, and that was good pay, man, hazard pay. So I called up the army. I said, I'm Shoenice. I didn't say Shoenice, but I'm IRR. And
Mhm.
she's like, yes, you are Shoenice. So I was flown out to Desert Storm on the individual ready reserve where I would hook up with a unit when I got out. So
Mhm.
it took like 2, 3 days driving around in a 5 ton. You need a plumber? You need a so they said, well, they don't need a plumber out here. We're going to make you flying transportation. I'm like, what's that? He goes, you're going to guard the food. I'm like, yes. So I was starving. So I guarded a refrigerated trailer. I was the one that gave everybody their water. I mean, we're just supplying transportation, whatever people needed to fight a war. That's what I did. Eventually, I got injured in there. I could have went home, but I didn't. I fought it, and I was able to return to duty.
Mhm.
Um,
How'd you get
so got
injured?
out of there. I got bumped off the back of a 5 ton. We were
Mm.
doing like pallets off of a 5 ton, and then the helicopter would just come down and hook it, and
Oh
it got a
fuck.
little low.
Oh
So
fuck. So what kind of injury did you get? Where'd you get like messed up?
the whole side of my head was out to here,
Oh.
skull fracture, shit like that.
Oh my
So I this
god.
side of my face always droops down. You know what I mean?
Oh
Looking
shit.
like looking like Forrest Whitaker on meth.
Oh
So what's up,
shit.
man?
Fuck. I
What do you
mean,
do on the weekends?
what do I do on the weekends? I mean, smoke a lot of weed, and I'm trying to get into golf. You got any new hobbies?
Oh, man. Nah, golf is just too much for me. I got that ADHD shit. You
Me
know what
too,
I mean?
dude. I used to take a lot of
After
Adderall
the
when I was a kid.
after the fourth hole, I'd be like wandering around and wanting to go back to the clubhouse for a beer.
You ever take
Don't you? What?
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna. It remind me of something. Don't you hate it when you get to the end of a Netflix movie and then the neighbors close the curtains? That's kind of rude, man.
Fuck, man. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask something that was relevant to what you were saying, but now I forgot because I'm fucking stoned and you made me laugh.
Yeah. Oh no, we were talking about getting stoned and you're trying golf and you're really not
Yep,
that good
yep.
at it.
Yeah, but I was asking about you too. Like, what new hobbies have you been getting into? Like, what do you do in your spare time? What's
Oh,
a
I
shoe
don't got
nice
time
day?
for hobbies, bro. A shoe nice day. I wake up, I do dabs, I do my cameos, I stream on TikTok, I get gifts from hot bitches, and then I repeat the next day.
But you don't
I
like.
don't stream on YouTube anymore. I'm not streaming on YouTube anymore because it's just it makes me ill. It really does, dude. I
I
go on TikTok, it's fun. There's thousands of gifts coming at me. It's always making money. YouTube, just a bunch of haters from IP2 and every
really.
other else 5 leak. Yeah, man, it's grown men that can't get over me. Yeah, I'm looking at you right now, bros, because that's all you do is stalk
So
me. You're just pissed off that he's not doing it live, so you could be in the comments. that can't get over me. Yeah, I'm looking at you right now, bros, because that's all you do is stalk me. You're just pissed off that he's not doing it live, so you could be in the comments.
So the IP2 conversation is interesting too. That's a community online that's been around for a long time, and there's been a lot of people that have kind of come and go from it. What's your involvement with IP2?
I started it, bro.
Really?
I started Ice Poseidon. There's another one. I don't have time to get in that story because I don't like him. But either way, IP2, that's a cool list. You're just getting people. Are you on it when you stream?
No. I don't think so. But I've definitely I've heard of IP2. I'm familiar with it.
They're all a bunch of drunk losers. I said it.
Fuck. Wow. I don't think they're gonna like that.
Can you tell them though? For me, I appreciate it. Oh yeah, this will be nice. I'll share it to them.
I think they may see this eventually. I don't know.
Couple in the church, every single animal, all they do is go out on the street. They think they're doing in real life IRL, and all they're doing 90% of the time is bothering people. Nobody wants a camera up in their face. You know what I mean? And it's just like they're the most annoying group of people I've ever met next to Live Leak.
So it's
cam.com.
It's really interesting to me because you're a super confident, really kind of wild dude on camera, and you're super carefree on camera, but it's also really contrasted by how you really care about haters. And no,
I don't care about the haters at all. I'm just saying that there's a group of grown men that have been around for 12 years. One spent 4 years in prison. They're just evil. They're the devil's children. They've not hurt me. They're just trolls to me. They've destroyed people's lives. They get people fired from their occupation they've had for decades because they supported me on the live stream with their real name. So I don't care about the hate. That's why they're gone now. It's suppressed. I used to love as a drunk troll to get right in, make videos about them, but you don't get paid like that, dude. So we got to push that all aside, Hate or love, I'm Shoenice, and nobody ever will be. That's all I got to say.
I mean, that is true. That is true, I mean, you are the one and only. So
you don't have any haters because you're such a nice guy, dude.
I mean, I got some haters for sure. I just I moderate my comments.
Since fifth grade, I got 2 kids to fight on the playground because I told either one of them they made fun of their mom. And while they sat there and rolled around in the dirt, I'd be on a swing.
So the haters that you're talking about, do you think that most of the hate you get is from those 4 specific people?
Oh, without doubt.
Really? And do you think they're making different accounts?
Now it's probably down to 2 now. It's probably down to 2, 90% of it. But there's no hate anymore because I don't allow them to. I've choked them. I've literally choked them. I suffocated them. And we're all buddies. Mm-hmm. I got one guy to 100,000 subscribers. And you're looking kind of like you got maybe an email from one of my haters?
No, I'm interested in, because when I look,
you don't have to be interested, dude. You don't have to be interested. They're a bunch of grown men losers, dude. Let's move on.
Well, every content creator has haters. I mean, it's a normal thing. I think
not like mine.
I mean, true. Maybe,
dude, we
maybe
can
yours
do a
are.
whole show on the people, dude. A kid with mental disabilities killed himself. He got a Houston cop to kill himself because he found out that he was cheating on his wife and told him, I'm going to call your wife right now. He dressed up as MS-13 and called this kid and said, I'm coming by to do a drive-by. The kid got scared his mother was going to be killed, so he jumped off a bridge into the highway, dude. You think any other creator has haters like that? No, dude. Not even close.
What does that kid have to do with you, though? How is that your hater?
No, listen, dude. Listen, you Peter Griffin reject. Shut the fuck up and listen to me, dude. People die, dude. Yeah, whoa. What did I tell you in the beginning? You little goblin piece of shit.
Whoa, why are you mad at me?
Dude, stop talking about the haters. I told you that way back.
Well, I'm going off what you told me.
Who you, bitch?
I'm just going off what you said to me.
People died. Shut up. Move on. Next question.
Like, but who died? Like, who are you referring to?
Who died, dude? I just told you who died. A kid with mental disabilities. You think that's funny?
When did this happen? No, I never laughed.
Who died, bro? You're dead in my ass.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go through the rest of the script and just read it to you guys, because we are not done. But that is what I kind of expected to happen today. He's just messaged me. He sent me a message. He said, "Fuck off, scumbag. I knew you were a loser," he said. So, listen, I got a couple messages before the show from people who had previously spoken to Shoenice and interviewed him, and they said to me, they kind of warned me about doing this episode, and I still wanted to because I'm genuinely a fan of Shoenice. Like, you got to understand, I grew up watching this guy's videos with my friends. So this was an episode that I was genuinely, like, very excited to do. You know, I was excited to talk to Shoenice. But also, I wasn't going to beat around the bush with him. And the first, like, half hour of this episode was solely just him answering random shit that he wrote down on notebook paper. So, I mean, I knew that we were going to be in for something interesting today. But also, I hadn't gotten very far into the hater stuff. And in particular, there's things that he was accused of in videos that were created by other content creators, such as the Sunny V2 video about him, that I wanted clarification on. For example, I was going to ask him about some of the allegations made in that video. He was talking to a minor, allegedly. One of his former friends posted a clip alleging him of this. Now, I'm not saying this is true. These are allegations. The person involved actually came out and said that, you know, he didn't do this. But this was something that I was going to ask him about that we never got to. I was going to ask him about the video itself that was made by Sunny V2. I was going to ask him about his beef with all of these other podcast hosts. But now I can kind of see how that's the case. I'm starting to see, like, this is where the beef comes from. It's because he just kind of crashes out. If you ask him anything that's not like, wow, when are you going to eat toilet paper again? You know, and also, I mean, he was very friendly to me leading up to the show. I just want to say that. He was actually really cool. And I'm sure you guys even saw in the first half of this episode that he was just very friendly. You know, I mean, he was talking to me. He was very cool. You know, he said, he was like, you know, oh, you're just such a nice guy, Goblin, like all this shit. And then just like that, it's like I say one thing, and he just kind of snapped on me. So what I am going to say is thankfully we finished kind of early today because I got to go to PuffCon in an hour.